What up, what up, what up, Entourage? I am back with another video. This one is called Week 13, Don't Believe the Hype. And this is about players that, showed out in Week 12, but I wouldn't be buying into it, meaning I wouldn't go out of my way to scoop them up off waivers or you can't really trade or whatever. But stay away from these guys because, plain and simple, it's fool's gold. Let's go. The fantasy football Entourage are winning. All right, a little delay there, but yeah, and as always, guys, please give it a thumbs up. It helps my algorithm trying to get this channel to grow. So this way I can get sponsors and I can make a living doing what I love, which is getting in front of camera and bringing you the best fantasy football advice. If you're new to the channel, then welcome. If you've been here before, then welcome back, Entourage. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. I promise you this is going to be vital information that's going to help you win your league. Well, my first up when it comes to the Fool's Gold is Jarvis Landry. Yeah, Jarvis Landry. Remember him? He used to be fantasy relevant as recent as last year. But I wouldn't be buying it because, again, you got Kevin Stefanski at the helm. They are one of the teams that passes the fewest, which is why they've been so successful getting the ball out of Baker's hands, putting it into the hands of Chubb and Hunt. And even though OBJ is not there, there's still not enough balls to go around. The perfect example is Jarvis Landry. That was his first 100-yard game. And his last 4 games combined, he didn't have as many points as he had this last game. So, you want to follow the talent, but more importantly, you want to follow the volume as well. I don't know about more importantly, but you want to follow the volume. They just don't throw the ball. So, I wouldn't be relying on a player like Jarvis Landry. So, he's my number one. Don't believe the hype. My number 2. James White. James White, he's one of those players that he comes through when you need him, but this is not Tom Brady's offense, meaning this is not a passing offense, and it's not an offense that you can rely on to score points. The perfect example is James White, who scored 2 rushing touchdowns. He's not really their goal line back either. Those are the only 2 rushing touchdowns he's had all year. Actually, those are the only 2 touchdowns he has had all year. So if he's the pass catching back and he hasn't had any catching touchdowns and he's not the goal line back, but he just so happened to have those 2 and those are the only ones, you cannot rely on that. And that offense as a whole, you just don't want any players on that offense, including Cam Newton. So James White, don't believe the hype. That kind of rhymes. All right, my third. And this should be pretty obvious, but just in case any of you guys get tempted, I know, when the waivers come on, whoever had a good game, the lazy way of doing fantasy football analysis is just putting these guys on waivers. And that is Mike Glennon. I don't think anybody's picking him up, but more importantly, rookie Colin Johnson. Now, Colin Johnson had 4 catches, 94 yards, and a touchdown, but no DJ Shark, no Chris Conley. It's Cleveland. Don't believe the hype. Same thing with Mike Glennon. He had 235 yards passing and 2 touchdowns. But again, he was at home. Now he's going on the road to Minnesota. Minnesota's actually played really good defense. I think they've won 4 of the last 5 games. They even beat Green Bay. They're better at home. Teddy Bridgewater didn't even throw 2 touchdowns on them. So I don't expect Mike Glennon to. So don't believe the hype on Glennon. Don't believe the hype on this rookie, Colin Johnson. I do expect DJ Shark to be back. He might be a sneaky start. But, again, other than James Robinson, you're not really trusting anybody on this Jacksonville Jaguars offense. My 4th, Ito Smith. Ito Smith at 17 points. But, again, it's Vegas. Brian Hill sucks. Todd Gurley may or may not be back. But either way, I'm not trusting Ito Smith, who had more points this last week than he had all freaking year. It's just not that good. And Atlanta is a throwing offense. They don't feature the running backs. The only reason Gurley's been even relevant is he's got a couple cheap scores. But, yeah, just don't. Ito Smith, hard pass on him as well. And last but not least, Latavius Murray. Now, Latavius Murray surprised the heck out of me. You know what I'm saying? Denver's been historically good against the run, but that game was a total blowout. I do expect them to everybody's talking about Kamara, so I would believe, being Sean Payton, he's going to try to make it his business to get Kamara the ball. Not only that, but they face Atlanta. Atlanta's actually been a lot better against running backs as of recent. They shut down Josh Jacobs. And before this last game, Latavius Murray had 2 games over 10 points the whole year. He had a game for 21 points in like week 3, and then he had one for 10 points. But other than that, it's been single digits for Latavius Murray. So I think this game was an anomaly. And long story short, don't believe the hype. All right, guys, there you have my 5. Don't believe the hype, so don't. And if you have any questions about this or any other fantasy related questions, or just want to tell me how awesome I am and how much you love me, I do appreciate that as well, because I love you guys. Entourage, if you're new to the channel, welcome. I welcome everybody to be part of what I call Entourage, because every rapper's guy is Entourage. And till next time, guys, peace.